Hey, this is episode 3 of the Freedom Coach podcast. My name is Natalie Sabrina Dahl of the Victory Log and the Coaching Biz Quick Start Formula. And I have a confession to make. I'm actually starting to enjoy this. Something that I never thought would happen actually happened. It's almost therapeutical. So you should try it one day. Open up a podcast and start talking, regardless of whether anybody's listening or not, because I don't know if this is going somewhere, if anybody's listening. So if you are, please do something for me, if you may, and leave a comment somewhere. I'm posting it on LinkedIn. I'm posting it on Facebook, so I'm sure you're going to find it. And at the website, I'm going to try to add some comments. I'm not sure if I'm going to technically be able to do that. But regardless, leave me some comments. And if you have any questions about anything that I'm talking about, please feel free and I'll cover it in the next one of the next episodes. Now, where were we yesterday? We were at the Millionaire Mind Intensive, the program in London that I had no money, I couldn't afford, but I went anyway. And what happened was really astonishing. I went totally out of my comfort zone and I approached the lead trainer at that training. And I said to him, I'm building a platform for virtual coaching. Excuse me. I'm building a platform for virtual coaching and I would love you to be a virtual coach on my platform. And he was really, really nice. He was so sweet. He said, sure, let's schedule a call and we'll talk about it. And long story short, nothing really much happened because there was a lot of work involved. And at that time, I really didn't know what I was doing. And the lesson I learned here was just stay approachable. He was so approachable. He was so kind. He gave me an hour of his time without asking anything in return. And he was a lead trainer. He was a successful business owner. And he still took the time for me, a small, very tiny little fish, and he was listening to me and he was willing to work with me. Even though I didn't really do much about it, it was just a big lesson for me. Just always stay approachable, regardless how big you get. Because we're all human, and I think the human connection, if we can still be open to that, that is a big deal. So I approached him and I talked to him and I signed up for the big 1-year program, Quantum Leap. And a month later, I went again to London, again with no money, and I attended the first course out of that program. And I was fascinated at that time by the lead trainer of that program because he was really brilliant. He was a brilliant business mind. And regardless whatever came up in the room, if people asked him a question about how do I improve my business, I have a massage salon, he came up with the answer in a split second. And if they asked him about how do I apply the strategy that we learned to I'm just making this up, a business that is selling shampoos. And immediately he came up. So he was a really, really brilliant business mind. And I thought, I need this guy for my virtual coaching platform, which at the time I was building. I had partnered up with someone whom I'm no longer with in the business because we just didn't share the same type of values. But anyhow, I approached the guy backstage. I was totally terrified and I was shaking and I didn't know what's going to happen. And I said, I would love to have you as my mentor. And he said, okay, let's have a call. Talk to my assistant and we'll schedule something. And I went from there on. So I got my first mentor and that was really starting to turn everything around. So my lesson here was, again, get a mentor. Get someone who can help you. Because before that, I did my horse business. Then I started to do network marketing. Then I opened up a trading shop for goods from Italy. And I started all kinds of things, but I had no one at my side that could really give me a little bit of an outside perspective. So if you're listening and you're a coach, get a coach. If you're listening and you're not a coach, get a coach anyway. Because everybody needs somebody who's done what they want to do before to save time. Save time, heartache, grief, and money. All right, so I got my coach. And what he really, really helped me with was I was terrible at doing videos. So he coached me through that, doing videos. Because videos nowadays, if you are a coach and you want to go out in social media, it's a skill that is very, very good if you learn it. And so he coached me through that. And it was really funny because in the beginning I was so terrible that he kept telling me, do it again, do it again, do it again. And at that time, I went to a studio. I got a professional videographer, and we went to a studio with the lights and the background and all the works. And it cost me quite a bit of money and cost me quite a bit of time because it was so terrible. I couldn't memorize my script. I just remember I was standing there and we went over it like 30, 40, 50 times. And the poor guy had to listen to me stumble and mumble and go through all the stuff. But I was really, really terrible with. And then I finally got my stuff together and we got a version that was halfway acceptable. And I sent it to my coach and he just said, do it again. You can do better. And that helped me. And again, this is another lesson. Get someone who's going to be really honest with you, who's going to help you, who's going to push you. And if you're not as good as you can be yet, they will tell you. A good coach will tell you, because there's no use of someone sugarcoating things. And I tell this to my students all the time. Look, I'm sorry if I'm being harsh. I'm just trying to be as gentle as I can. But the way you're doing this is not going to work. Or you agreed on having 5 to 6 hours per week to implement the stuff that I'm teaching you in your business, and you're not doing it. Don't tell me that you're doing it, because you're not. And I can see it and I can tell it, and I'm just telling them straight to their face, because it doesn't really help. If you're a coach, you're very soft with your clients, they're not going to get results. And if you're not a coach and you have a coach that doesn't tell you straight out what's wrong and what you can do better lovingly, then get another coach, because it doesn't help you. A coach needs to bring out the best in you, draw out the best in you, and then you know that you have a good coach. So I was very happy and pleased. After a few months, I got better. It only took me 2 hours to do a video instead of 5 hours. And another key lesson here is just keep going, because every master was once a disaster. And the same here with my podcast. I'm not sure where this is going, if this is going anywhere, if it's not going anywhere, but I'm getting better and I'm getting more at ease, and it feels like I'm talking to a good friend here. So a couple of lessons from my first months after I signed up for the Quantum Leap program, and I'll share more with you tomorrow. If you want to join me, I'll be happy to have you. And until we meet again, be free. My name now is Sabrina Dahl, episode 3 from the Freedom Coach podcast, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.